Okay, I was going to try to do some astrology. If I can find my ephemeris, what's happening? We have a full moon in Leo at 24 degrees. So if you have any fixed placements at the late degrees of Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius, you'll be affected by this full moon. You'll be triggered by the full moon, actually, and on top of it, it's squaring Uranus in Taurus at 23 degrees. And that is going to really like chisel off a lot of the, I want to talk about programming maybe that could be uh, shelling over perception of mankind in general. It's about, well, because Uranus is in Taurus, it points at Venus, and we really want to look at this transit this coming week. The full moon on the 12th being sun ruled, and then the sun being Uranus ruled, which the moon is aspecting Uranus in a Venetian sign. And see, Mars comes into play because it's been in Cancer, and that's moon ruled. And it's been kind of a shift. I don't know if you felt it or what happened with you guys while Mars was squaring Chiron, but it's still kind of there. It's a very sensitive time for people. Naturally, I know I can see I've been trying to heal, right? And we do that by kind of just taking care of our nervous system and not doing things that leads to our inner peace being disturbed or instability, mental instability. Anyway, um, because as much as possible, we need to heal in these times of transforming. We are not through this certain period of time where after Mars is in Cancer, which is like a very long time, it's going to oppose Pluto again at the more late degree of 3 degrees Aquarius there. See, Leo and Aquarius, see, and a lot is going to change with just the full moon alone with some people if they're being triggered by it at the degree of anywhere around 24 degrees. It's going to help press through or solidify some things with some people, but really it's kind of cleaning off and changing the perception about what. Well, with Uranus and Taurus, it's been the call about our values and what we value, like what is actually valuable. And we're trying to orientate ourselves into love more, I'm pretty sure, right? I mean, bottom line, are we evolving into being able to um, be productive, be like a powerhouse of ultimately would be to contribute, just as an example, perhaps, but really, literally, we should be taking part in sustaining each other here on a microcosm, kind of like if we don't see, we are relying too much on the system. It's been a call back to the earth, basically. And with the moon in full moon in Leo, it's very interesting because Leo rules the sun. It's a sun ruled moon, and the sun in Aquarius is in Uranus. I mean, is Uranus ruled. So we look at that, how the moon is squaring Uranus, and it's just like this abrupt shift, revelation, big time, like, because Uranus rules genius, it's going to give people a revelation about something. It depends on what it hits in your chart, if it's triggering you off or just affecting, but everybody's going to feel the effects, but some people are directly involved with the late degree um, fixed signs there. And the fixed signs, I want to reiterate, they are the bullies. They are really bullying around right now because it's just like the last grab of control, trying to control things. And see, that's not the way you do things. See, the control freak only gets like 0.02% of the potential unfoldment of creation that's there. I know because I have the problem too of wanting to take control. But for some people, it's about maintaining the right thing. See, that's where there's a clash where see, like you've heard benevolent control or malevolent control. So, but I don't want to get into that dynamic because control is control, and at one point you have to let go and let things be seen as they are without all of the control. See, that's the threat that people would give to the system, and as well as your narcissistic relationship, when they can't control you anymore with their tactics of manipulation and stuff, they're going to get more and more anxious, and you're getting more and more into your power. It's ridiculous. It's like when you start standing up for yourself, you can see they punish you or start to feel threatened and all this. And that is so unfortunate because what's left really is communication. It needs to, they don't know how to communicate, right? There isn't a good communication there too, so it's just going to break off. That's what I'm kind of experiencing with my life, because I am a high volume communicator, and it's just a given that communication is needed in order to start to have a relationship of any kind, really. And it's interesting. So the main thing that may have happened, it is happening really with the organism, is to recede and to start, in effect, kind of, it's like licking our wounds. It doesn't necessarily have to be that we're licking our wounds. We're just kind of, it's a figure of speech. It's really to nurture our inner beings on all levels, physical, mental, spiritual, and that's the Mars in Cancer call. It's been difficult. See, that's why we have to do that. Otherwise, it's just difficult. Some people that can't slow down during this time, you'll see something slows them down. Like somebody, I can't believe that they had slipped and fallen and broke their something in their wrist or something, and they had to go through surgery. And with Mars retrograde, that's like, okay, that's what that person's doing. That's the possibility there. See, but I found it peculiar because I had told them like 3 weeks before, and I was started, see, it was when Mars was starting to oppose Pluto, that the early degree Leos, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius, you can just time it. You can just predict it. Now, these people are going to start agitating with they're losing grip, and they're trying to do their usual control tactics, which has nothing to do with anything but just trying to tap into people. And Leo's is one of the biggest control freaks you'll ever see. Taurus is actually taking the cake. You'll never. Um, it's a passive aggressive that they do. They are very venomous. It's Venus ruled, and whew. But see, then you got the Sun, thinks it's the power of everything. When really, no, it's actually Aquarius. If you want to look at all the fixed signs, I mean, Aquarius is also, like I've talked about it before, is a control freak. Scorpio, definitely. See, Scorpio and Taurus rules our monies. And Taurus makes a lot of money. It's about their wealth, the I have, the quality, and everything. And they're really good at building, and they really do diligently stay with that. And that's how, though, that they could become manipulators in a very negative way, really using, pardon me while I get my little sweetie, using resources to string everybody up and create, I don't know what. See, the thing is you have to watch out for that. Are they is it benevolence? You know, it can't be all that bad if they're just creating a bunch of honey and everybody is just enjoying the Taurian age. You know, the Taurian age is when all the pyramids were up and running. Arguably, we wonder what that was, but really it's all the technologies were up and running. They used it to the hilt. They knew what quartz crystal was for. They knew why to put things in gold. They knew what silver was about. They were adorned. Their cities were just shimmering. And they had space vehicles coming in and out. You come to Earth here and you grab a massive vine of grapes and that's a Taurian age. And you're sitting next to your aqueduct that is probably a mountain-sized castle that was built by, that's just the Taurian's age over there, 600 years before Christ, I guess you would say. Do we really know? Well, not really, but we have evidence of those structures still standing there. And they were adorned in rubies and shimmering gold for a reason. And anyway, we're still kind of capable of having these luxuries around. I have my luxury right here, my fuzzy purring little animal. And she's so special and wonderful. She's so unique. Anyway, getting back to, yeah, well, see, with this little moment here going like this with my warm little baby, we can't afford anything more or less. There's a slithering population out there that's miserable because they don't know how to slow down, for one. They don't know how to love, like just really appreciate and um, and take in and satiate, really become satisfied. Can you fulfill yourself? See, there's a very unsatisfied population, maybe unfulfilled, and then that turns into an agitation, like really of can't getting enough, and also kind of trampling all over the sacred spaces that holds these things or enables it to go on. And there's where I point at Venus, the Earth, you know, and well, right now Venus is in Aries, going slow, and it's going to do a mild square to Mars. But you know, I was talking about this week's astrology, right? Let's do that. Here, I'll put my glasses on, and I'll just talk about this week's astrology. In my personal life, I'm dealing with non-communicative people, and that's highly manipulative. It's darkness, and it's like, well, we can't do that. You people that don't know how to talk, that you use silence as a weapon, and you think communicating is a weapon or something, which is like, well, it's a weapon against people, against, okay, it's a weapon against gaslighting, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, but because it's gaslighting, and then you, oh, man, what are we going to do with these people that, see, we have to use words to start flattening some things out and to start creating an understanding of what we see. And when they can't do that at all, it is so fucked up. It's just called living in darkness. That's all. And it's meant to tear your fucking ass down. That's like one of the ways that I was trying to explain what causes codependency, and it starts with communication. It can, big time. Just, you know, you want to make a connection, and the weird thing is, like, whatever entity that's there, it's not human yet, but it knows that you want to make a connection. It's an energetic phenomena that they just want your energy. They want to tap. And so when you're talking, the gaslighting is designed to make you start agitating and leaning in more and giving them energy. It's so strange to talk about this because it's like, well, what do you really? Yeah, it turns out that they're not human beings. They're just like this. It's weird. It's like, okay, so that's why you want to get a red flag, like you want to listen to it and you go, and then you just disconnect. Whatever it is you're dealing with, that you have to have them there. Like, for me, I noticed a gaslighting woman that every single conversation was a gaslight. And as well as this, these people are kind of dangerous, but anyway, I had them living here, and um, I got through it. You know, I was being the best I could. I learned how to use the highest octave of love, otherwise you'll lose everything. What these people are trying to set you off. They try to get you to destroy yourself. See, that's where we have to refuse that now. We can't do that. And there's where I'm also asking for support, way away from what I have been having to dip into, not to disrespect those people that have been helping me, but what I've been experiencing for a while now is uh, difficulty, difficulty. It starts out with difficulty, and so honestly, it's there's a possibility to reset things by allowing ourselves to settle into ourselves and work out whatever we need to work out. And I don't get my space or even heard about that, and that snaps and that backfires. It backfires into just a breakage. Somebody breaks down, and where it is with me personally is that I can't communicate anymore. Those people need to learn how to communicate and figure out and how to smooth out things, like saying, oh, I see. It's just shedding light. That's all that communication really is. Otherwise, the gaslighting is darkness. That's all. You can feel it. It's like, well, whatever. These people are using it in a very demonic way, and they don't get anywhere with it. On and on it goes. The world keeps spinning around, and we see later on it just causes separation. It causes a split when we're dealing with people that aren't reality oriented, and they gaslight the truth. Basically, it's just like anything goes, especially when it's just them, you, and the wall. And that's one of the things I'm worried about in my personal life. It's like, wait a minute, it's just me here. And I'm pretty sure that I'm with humanity in that a lot of us are experiencing a passage, and this is the truth. This is why I get on here. See, it's why you should get on here and say, well, are we feeling it? And hey, I'm with you. And do astrology, learn astrology. I don't know. It's weird that people don't know astrology because they're walking blind then. And it's an insult. If you are, okay, so I need help and I need support and I need donations, I need money. I need. Um, just the ongoing, it's what we really want is just stability, of course. And see, God, this conversation, see, I don't want to get into it too in my personal life, but the main thing is to uh, unblock yourself, right? Unblock yourself. Make sure that the entities around you can understand you and that they aren't blocking you with their inability to understand and also like their agenda to knock back your understanding. See, you can't blame this fixed population, the Taurian people, the Leo people, the Scorpio people, and the Aquarius people. They are getting theirs now. They have to humble themselves down. It's a terrible time for them. They're going to go through realizing that they don't really have the kind of control that they can always have. It's just Pluto is going to cut that out for them, particularly for all of humanity. Really, Aquarius, humanity itself is under a test. And well, if you know an Aquarius, please be their friend. They are going through something heavy duty. Pluto is about to go over their sun. Doesn't happen but once every 245 years to some people. So some people don't ever go through it at all. I'm going to have it going through over my moon, which is no fun. But I happen to think that it's going to be, I will be able to translate it into something beautiful only because of how it trines my planets and it sets off my part of fortune. I don't know. I'm supposed to express and help with all of the mediums through which I know how as an artist. And now talking about that in these times that we're in, it's been really devastating for us. There's something that wants that to be all just knocked away. See, that is being talked about all over the internet, and just the times we're in, you can see, uh, I don't know, 1984, Aldous Huxley, George Orwell would talk about it. They're more and more abolishing things, which is generally just, it's our higher learning tools that keeps us sharpened up into our faculties, knowing how to learn things properly and then to be able to convey something out as something. We're losing that more and more. We don't work with our hands. We're letting the government take care of all this, and then we wonder where inflation is coming from, and it's because people are more and more stupid, and they're only they're only spending money. They're doing things that aren't really needed. Like, gosh, I hate to say, but like those insurance policy keepers over there that actually opens offices and they sit there and they're answering phones. No, that could be all uh, robotized. But what I really mean too is that that's a hustle. Weird, kind of like with the free for all of companies trying to skim off the top of other people, their financing, and see, to be fear based, and say, oh, you need this and that. See, some people are really good at it, right? And they've just established themselves as insurance companies and stuff. When If we get together and think a little bit, we can definitely make it electronic. We can take the human out of it. Why not? Because it's just a algorithmic play that says no, and you owe this person a car now. See, I should have a car coming to me because I paid at least 30,000 to 30 fucking $40,000, starting from when I was about 19, or whenever you get your first insurance policy, and you keep paying into it. It should be just one fund. And then it's car insurance. Then you get a car later. See, but that hardly happens to anybody, right? We have to get in an accident. It's accident insurance. Just make sure you get in an accident. And also, see, it doesn't replace your tires. You're all washing your car and taking care of your own paint jobs. It doesn't replace shit. That needs to change. And I'm sure the same can be applied with your stupid house insurances and everything else. Take and see, bank tellers, all of them just need to leave. See, but the thing is if the electricity does go down, we need to have people in the background that know how to keep books, and that can just lift up out of it and say, okay, now we need to take care now. But do we really? No. See, if the electricity goes out, that just means that, like Frank Zappa says, uh, well, they can only uphold the illusion for so long, but then one day, you'll see, when they can't uphold the illusion anymore, they rip you out of your seat. They push the seats back. They turn on the lights. They draw the curtains open, and there you see the brick wall at the back of the theater. You're fucking trapped here. And see, the thing is if you know you are stuck in prison, then you know how to get out of prison. You know how to be in it. And what you observe is a humanitarian code beyond what the guards can control. It's just humanity rises up and says, we're going to take care of each other. We know the food stinks. We know that that person can't eat this certain kind of food. We know that that person can't eat this certain kind of food. And they start taking care of each other that way. And they start saving for each other, and they start creating for each other. They even start making their own entertainment for each other. That's when they know for sure that they are being held captive here, and they don't really. They don't really. There's an illusion of freedom. You have a freedom to choose through an illusion that is limited, right? And so, basically, really, if we're talking about the land of financing or whatever we're doing here, how do you like my shirt? I was driving through town yesterday, and it's weird. I look over, and it's Sunday. I live in a tourist town, and all of the balconies of the restaurants are full of people having lunch. But I couldn't help but to notice, it's like, who are these people? They all look like they're with each other, like it's an organization. They're all wearing black. It's blackened. It's black. All of the tables have just everybody is wearing black. And I was like, it's noticeable. I was like, it's looking pretty fucking dark. I don't go to restaurants because I get sick pretty easy on botulism and stuff. I can taste preservatives. I'm such an ultra sensitive person. The people in my life need to understand that, just one, that if you're coming with me with undone work, or like karma, I'm gonna feel it. I'm gonna feel it on my life. I'm gonna feel it in my space. Like, you're coming to, especially in my home. I am. ultra sensitive. It's like, no, babe, you've just penetrated my shell and you're getting to my inner sensitivity. It's called my home here, my home life. I know it's out there. The minute I walk out my driveway, no, you expect people to be wearing a mask and um, manipulators. How about that? They're all just wearing a mask, and it's like this fucking. It's like, okay, fine. I know how to play that game, but babes, sanctuary. Give yourself sanctuary. And I did just say, no, not at all. Some people, they think, well, why don't you have a fence up? Why do I need a fence up, you fucking assholes? I do have a fence up, by the way. I do. Coyotes don't even come in here. I communicate. I communicate. We're doing love. We do love. You know, we have an understanding. We understand deeper what could be the connection here. What's going on? Very deep. It's very spiritual. It's not about the obvious. And good God, you know. So anyway, thanks for listening to this. I just wanted to talk about that Leo moon that's going to cause, like, it's a dramatic Leo moon. The sun in Aquarius, Uranus ruled, and the moon is squaring Uranus, and it's very auspicious. By 1 degree, the full moon is squaring Uranus, and this is going to be an illuminating time. It's like a time of genius. It might be uncomfortable for some people because it's the moon square. Now it could cause like erratic emotional occurrences, and also see the warning would be because how that Mars is in a moon-ruled sign. It's already extremely ultra-sensitive. See, I'm already experiencing something of it, and it's like, this is really unfortunate because I know that I warned a lot of people. I said, God, you know, I've been fighting for my own healing for like a year and a half, and I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, this is so weird because I can't heal from this certain source that um, it's weird. You know, your toxic relationship has two qualities to it. Otherwise, it wouldn't be toxic. Is that you're getting a source? Maybe you're getting meals out of it or something. Like you have a need, right? You fell and you needed something emotionally, maybe. Oh, you're not going to get anything emotionally about it. See, this is the thing. It's like they could be providing something. I don't know. Supply. I don't know, babes. But see, for a lot of people, it's just that we need food and we need um, money, right? We have a need. For me, this is the thing. I'm a single woman that owns a home in the mountains, and yeah, I feel like that other people can see that that's like they can take advantage because I'm stressed out about it. I'm locked into it. I don't. They have no information that says no. There's so much you can do. See, even when I provide something that's like I think I need to see that I know better than to think that anybody else has a say so in my life. But if you do, like you say, well, I think I should sell out because I just never had money before. I would like to get a new car and just change it all around. And that's what I have coming to me. They'll say something that it discourages you, and that's why you just want to be careful. Just forget that. You know, why are you telling anybody? That's where I want, and I still am striving for it. You should be too. With Mars and Cancer, it's the call. There's a lot of selfish people that don't know how to live this way, and to give themselves time and space, give other people time and space. See, this is what I was in contact with this woman who she seems to be running her all around, and she has all these issues. And I looked at it, and she's a Leo, right at the cusp there. Her moon's in Leo, right on the cusp, and I can tell that now she's being affected by this Mars Pluto, and I can see it. I'm like, you know what? First of all, I don't want this karmic energy coming at me, not even over Facebook and on messaging. But we kind of hooked up, and I did her astrology chart, and she's dangling money in front of my face. Now, this is the entity that's out there. I'm like, well, you either know how to pay people for the work that they've done, or you don't. And you just keep talking about it. Oh, I have Cash App, I can give you 60. Oh, I have PayPal, I can give you 40. I'm like, whatever. I'm having a hard time receiving anyway. Why are you? See, I can see it. I'm ultra sensitive. This person is a string out. I have given her plenty of information and time. And see, I'm trying to be a friend at the same time, right? Isn't that weird? You know, it's like, don't we, see, that's this Taurus call. The Taurus, and Uranus and Taurus is saying, and by the way, can you take care of each other? You're kind. Can you pay each other to smile at each other? Just, it's a humorous game. You're not gonna pay each other to fucking break each other down. But this is what you see in society out there right now. It's so pathetic. They are fucking stripping each other down, and the government is like, God, that was easy. Just teach education a certain way. Oh, the church first. Have them all get married and just fuck love. Fuck the genuine connection and fake it until a certain time and then cash in. That's what I'm worried about my brother. That he doesn't know that, I don't know, that, that he could lose his place and that person could ditch him and everything could be torn apart. And there's where I'm hoping that by that time, which is about 7 years from now, that humanity will have changed completely to where that can never happen to people ever again. They should never be isolated into thinking that this is their personal problem, especially, like I said, the basic things like we all have taxes, we all have an electric bill, we all have a gas bill. See if we can get it more and more socialized by way of saying, no, we are here and we need resources, we need support, and we need to pay each other to do the right thing instead of this government that pays people to do the wrong thing. I swear, it's like yeah, I've said it before. These people are paid to fuck with me. And it's just little old me here. For instance, the dog that is barking over there, it still barks. It's been 2 years, and it's like, babes, Idlewild has never had a barking dog like this. It's so sad because here I am in this place called Idlewild that just 2 roads in, 2 roads out. It's really like, people are living so obliviously, they can't even see where they are. Like, this is a small place. But you're all in your heads about it, and you're building fences, and you're putting all this junk up, and it's just looking more and more junky, and it's looking more and more dangerous with all of that, too. It has just increased that, like, over the last 3 years especially, it's like, no, it's not just one person there pulling their weeds with 2 cars there. There are 6 people there. There's fucking 13 people living there, and I'm not against it, but see, they're living obliviously, too. The whole population is. Babes, if we were working together on something like farming our foods in the area that we are, like figuring out what can we do here. See, and having said that, when I'm looking at it as like, well, as the human ecology, it and of itself, you can't do shit. You're in a military fucking barrack. You're running out and you're getting your food and you're coming back and you shut your door and it's like, well, who's running that? Well, I think that programming where it's got everybody just self-destruct and moving into disease and staying in the dark, is that presence who's just done. God, that was easy. They flew off. They're off in a fucking other place. And they're just like, okay, so how long is it going to be that Elon Musk gets to start to dismantle everything? Because see, that's the fake help, dismantling the fake help that was there. And meantime, you and me should wake up to the fact that you are the real help